All right, so I'm going to show you all how to create a comic using Canva. So this is a comic that I did, and I'll show you how I created it. Basically, for this comic, you're going to have to include some images. You'll also include some lines from the poem. I chose to include entire lines. You could just choose to include little phrases or words from the poem as well. So first place you want to start is go to canva.com. Then you click login. You're going to log in with Google and log in with your school account. Once you get there, it might ask you if you want to sign up for Pro. You don't want to sign up for Pro. Don't sign up for a pay version. If it asks you that, just click out of it. Once I get here, I'm going to look at all these different types of presentations, and I'm going to scroll until I see comic. You'll have to scroll. You'll have to click maybe 4 or 5 times before you get there. But you'll see it. It'll come right up. So again, you're looking for the word comic, and that's what's going to give you the templates that would be helpful. You don't have to use a template, but it just makes life much easier. So there's all different kinds here on the side. You could choose to have this little, like 3 pictures, choose to have 4. I chose this template because I wanted to have a bunch of pictures. So yes, it's about dogs, but your comic doesn't have to be just because you chose this particular template. So I'm going to click that. And then here's where I can change the title. So I would just click inside this. And that's my title. I have all these little boxes. What I want to do is I want to fill those boxes in. If you click background, that won't fill in these individual boxes. It's only going to fill in the background of the whole thing. You can do that, but it's just going to make background behind that stuff. So where I want to go is I want to start with photos because I want like a photo background. This is one that I had recently used, but I can type in village. And then I end up with this. So I can drag it and drop it, and it's going to be huge. So I want to make it smaller. I'm going to pull it here, and then I can mess around with it using these little lines on the side and the top. And that'll allow me to stretch to the exact size that I want. Now, once I get here, I want to start putting stuff into this. So I'm going to go to where it says elements. And this is going to allow me to find like pictures and shapes and stuff. So, man, I want some sort of nondescript man shape. So I'm going to use this one. It's free. I can, again, resize it to whatever size I want. I want this man kind of at the end of the path, all ominous. I don't want him to be blue, though. So I'll click up here, and I can change him maybe gray. And then I'll just mess around with the colors until I see something that looks good to me. And I guess the white kind of shows up the best, so I'll keep him white. And I can just mess around with exactly where I want him to go. So now that I have that, I can insert text. And you can choose either one of these pre-made sort of setups, and you can change what they say. So don't worry, it doesn't need to say you're invited. You can change what it says. So you can choose one of these, and same thing, drag and drop it. Or you can just choose something like this. And then you can mess around with the size after. So I'm going to change the font. It's like maybe 16. So maybe I want it to just say that. And again, you'll adjust the color to whatever you want. White seems to show up the best. You can adjust your font. You want to be thinking about what you want your font to be, considering the topic of your comic. So then I can decide where I want to actually put this. Maybe I want it to be more like down here. So that's how you would kind of mess with it. Same process for each square. And you can play it if you want. You can add music if you want, which is really kind of cool. That's usually more if you're creating video, but you can add music. You can add different kinds of photos. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, but this is just like the very